And we're going to be kicking off with that looming threat of a trade war, Josh. Your favourite subject, the Northern Irish Protocol.
Absolutely. So let's do a bit of a history. So this is in The Guardian. A couple of years ago, there's this thing called Brexit. So do we have to go that far back, even further?
If you're going to explain the whole Brexit process,
let's just go
for to chivvy you along a little.
It's going to be a couple. Then join us for next year's anniversary special.
What's this story about, Josh? Tell me.
So basically now the EU are saying that they're risking a trade. The UK is risking a trade war because they're basically published. The UK government has published the Northern Ireland Protocol bill finally, which is going to make some changes to what was previously signed.
Yes.
Obviously against what the EU says. Essentially, that now the goods that are going to be sold in Northern Ireland or to Northern Ireland from the UK don't have to go through the same quagmire that they would if they were going to Europe or less. So but it's cutting red tape, but at the same time it is also breaking international law. That's not just me saying that. There are Conservative MPs who are also saying...
Well, no, but wait, the Attorney-General, Suella Braverman, is saying it's not illegal for the UK government to behave like this and to abandon the...
But then there are other politicians say publish that advice, because that advice is not actually other legal experts are saying, and the EU in particular, are saying that it is illegal and they're going to basically sue the government for it.
So there's going to be a legal challenge. They're threatening a trade war. But look, it was always a bit of a fudge, wasn't it, ultimately? Because, you know, as Lord Frost said, that Boris Johnson knew that when they pushed this through, that there were flaws within the protocol and that it was going to cause all of this trouble. Yeah. And in order to restore power sharing in Northern Ireland, you need to have both of the leading parties in place. You need to have the DUP on board. And, of course, the Unionists are not happy with a customs border down the middle of the Irish Sea. So wasn't this just an inevitability, Diane?
I think this was an inevitability, and it was a fudge, and not the type that I like.
You're a big fan of the confectionery, aren't you?
Oh, massively so. But they're going to put in... They've made a couple of amendments to the protocol.
Yes.
Because, obviously, nobody in Northern Ireland likes the fact that there's a big customs border between them and the rest of the United Kingdom.
Sinn Féin are fine with it.
Yeah, Sinn Féin are fine with it, aren't they? And the DUP are very angry, which is why they're refusing to make a government. But some of the things that they're bringing in are like, for example, they're saying that you will have a choice of meeting either the UK standards or the EU standards. Yes. And that all comes down to who's going to make the most paperwork for the companies and the truckers. Because there's been reports of the ridiculous amount of paperwork to bring sausages through and things like that.
Yeah, we had that offer from the EU last year. I think it was last October, where they were talking about they were going to reduce the bureaucracy by 80%, the checks on goods by 80%. They were suggesting, but the UK rejected that. So where are we?
Well, for the DUP, it doesn't matter if there was 1% of checks different from what it would be like in the UK.
Exactly.
For them, it's that makes them not as equal partners in the UK. So that's a huge deal for them. But there's an interesting idea here that part of what's been pushing this through is that they're saying the UK government is saying that they're not going to put this up to vote until the DUP start opening up negotiations to reopen. So whether this is actually also part of a policy deliberately to get the DUP to engage back in and getting...
I think people massively underestimate the unionist anger.
Resolve.
Yeah, I mean, resolve as well. I mean, this has happened before with the Anglo-Irish Agreement, 1985, and the unionist outcry, the Sunningdale Agreement, 1973. This has always been, I think it's the same here. I think they see the Northern Irish Protocol as being in violation of the Good Friday Agreement because it didn't have cross-community support.
Also, they see it as a betrayal from Boris Johnson, who said that this wouldn't happen, and then it did.
Right.
Surprise, surprise.
So a mess that we are not going to resolve tonight, funnily enough.
Let's make it an hour special. Let's just do an hour Brexit.
I thought we'd be able to solve that sticking point, but apparently not.